You do not need fancy equipment to get started on YouTube because these days the cameras in our phones are 100% good enough to create amazing looking professional quality YouTube videos. My name is Brie, and in this video I'm sharing with you how I record YouTube videos with my phone and without any fancy gear, because you do not need it. Most YouTubers have setups that look something like this, and generally these setups cost a fortune. So if you don't have a trust fund or a sugar daddy to help you pay for your crazy expensive YouTube setup, you can 100% get started with just a few things and just with your phone if you really want to. I'll show you how to get started filming with a YouTube setup that does not break the bank. So let's go. Now, just a quick little disclaimer before we dive in is that I am filming this video right now with the Canon M50, but I've only been growing this YouTube channel for about a year now, and for 8 months of that, I filmed every single video with my phone. So this is a new thing for me, and the quality of my phone I was super happy with, and I'm so glad that that's where I got started, because I wouldn't have started if I had to spend a bunch of money in the beginning. First, I want to talk about your tripod setup. Now, you don't actually need a tripod, but to make your life just a little bit easier, I find buying one of these cheap little Gorilla Pods, or this one's a Joby little mini tripod with this phone attachment to hold your phone. I find it really helps to just have something to set your phone up with so you're not knocking things over. But if you don't even want to start with that, you can simply use whatever you have around the house to set up your phone to film with. So that could be a stack of books. You could set it right propped up against the screen of your laptop, your computer, or whatever else works for you. For lighting, again, you do not need to spend any money on lights. Now, one of the most flattering lights you can use is simply daylight. So set yourself up next to a well-lit window and your videos are going to be well lit. They're going to look great. And honestly, I find it actually looks better than studio light setups. If there is one thing I recommend that you do spend just a little bit of money on to get started, would be on your audio. So this does not have to be expensive. What I'm using right now, it is above the camera that I am using to film this video, is the Rode Video Micro. And this is, I think, $50 or $60. It is super affordable, and it just ups the quality of your audio. Now, when it comes to your videos, what is most important is what you are saying, and this is more important than the visuals. So for this reason, audio is important, and just spending a little bit on an external microphone is a great way to elevate the production quality of your videos. This microphone I'm using right now is new to me. I actually started out with one of these lav microphones that just clips onto your shirt, and then I plug in the other end right into my phone. This is, I think, the Boya M1 microphone. I'll link to that in the description below, as well as for the Rode Video Micro. And I believe this one was only about $15. So that is super affordable. It's a super great way. Just you plug it in to your phone and you're ready to go. Now, if you'll be filming with an iPhone, you might need to grab one of these little adapters that lets you plug in your microphone, because it plugs into the headphone jack. And I know the newer iPhones have that lightning jack instead of the headphone one, so you can pick up one of these little guys from Amazon for a couple of bucks. So when it comes to filming with your phone, you have two options. You can either use the back camera or the front selfie camera. Now, the front camera is actually not as good as the one in the back, so most people will recommend that you use the camera on the back. The problem I find when I'm filming is I have my camera up like this on my tripod or my stack of books, and I can't see if I am pressing to record or not, if I'm reaching around my phone like this to film. So I always end up using my front camera of my phone to film. Just be aware that the quality will be a little bit lower than it would be if you were using the back camera. So there's just a few different settings we want to make sure we have set to the right thing before we start filming, just to make sure we are creating high quality videos that are good for YouTube. So what you're going to do is open up your phone and go to settings, and we want to scroll down to camera. I'm going to click on camera, and then you want to make sure your record video format is set to either 1080p or 4K. 1080p is what I use. I don't worry about the 4K because I'm gonna run out of storage really soon, but the 1080p is good for YouTube and at 30 frames per second. Now, when you are ready to film, you want to do a few things inside your camera app. So I'm gonna go over here, go over to video, switch to my front camera, and you can see this yellow box was showing up. I want to click and hold on my face until we see that AE lock shows up. Now this makes sure that it's locking on me and that I don't get the flashing of exposure from moving around and if the lighting changes. So I want that to stay the same. And to adjust the brightness that you're recording with, you can take this little sun icon and move it up or down until you're happy with the exposure. But yeah, once that is ready, you can go ahead and film your video in your segments. All right, so let's go and I'll show you how I film a YouTube video with my phone. Let's grab this. So I have my YouTube set up right here. I have my little tripod and my phone ready to go, and my computer with my notes for this video right here. So as you can see, I have my big bright window right here, and I've got my phone on my little tripod and I'm sticking it up here on this cabinet. So before I start filming, I do want to double check a couple things. So first and foremost, make sure that your microphone is plugged in and working. Now I've had this happen before where I filmed 4 YouTube videos, uploaded them. I was glad to be done after a few hours of filming and found out that my battery for my microphone had been dead the whole time. So I had no sound. So I had to go and refilm all of those videos, which was a huge pain in the ass, and I do not recommend it. So always check that your microphone is working, do a little test run, check that there's sound in your video because it's not fun. Okay, so now I've switched on over to my phone and I'm recording right now without any microphone. So this is just the built-in microphone of my phone. So you can see that it's probably a little bit echoey. I haven't listened to this yet. I gotta check back and see, but it generally will be more echoey and less crisp and clear as it will be with a microphone plugged in. So let me just plug that in and I'll show you what that sounds like. Okay, so now I've plugged in my trusty little lav mic, and you can see that the sound does sound different. It should sound a little more crisp, a little more clear, and it just adds that extra quality to your videos. So for an extra $15, I think that's a great deal just to put out some amazing content that's a little more professional and easier on your viewers' ears. Another super important tip is if you are using the front-facing camera on your phone like I am right now, make sure you're looking at the lens in your camera and not the screen of yourself. You do not want to be looking at yourself. It just looks a little bit weird. Let me show you what that looks like. So right now I'm speaking to myself. I'm speaking to what I see on my phone. And as you can tell, I'm not making eye contact with my viewer. I'm looking at myself and it looks a little weird. I'm looking off camera and you lose some of that connection that you can build with your audience. So here's what it looks like when I'm looking at the lens. So now I'm looking into the lens and you can see it feels like I'm speaking directly to you instead of talking to some camera that's off to the side. Another really useful tip is to film your videos in segments. You do not have to memorize it all. You are not an A-list actor. You don't need to memorize. So what I do is I have my computer right here and I have bullet points for all of the things I want to say in my video. So I'll take a look at my bullet points, then I'll go and I'll hit play on my phone. So I'll go and I'll talk about that point for a few seconds and then I'll stop and film the next. So let me show you what that looks like with my phone. Hey guys, my name is Brie and I'm here to help you crush your course launch, create consistent monthly income, and scale your course-based business to 5-figure months. Now, if that is you, make sure you hit the subscribe button and hit the bell to be notified every Friday when a new video goes live. Okay, so there's one take. Now I go and I read my notes and I'll talk about the next thing. In this video, I'm walking you through my process of filming with... Oh, and when you screw up like I just did, you simply stop the take, recollect yourself, and go again. This makes editing a lot easier. In this video, I'm sharing with you how I film YouTube videos with my iPhone and without any fancy or expensive equipment. So what I do is I would continue going through all of the bullet points that I want to talk about in this video, point by point, recording in little segments. And the thing is, you'll be editing all of these little segments and clips together and making it one smooth, long-looking take. This also makes it a lot easier to cut out those mistakes since I will be cutting those out without having to go through. I can just leave those segments out and simply upload all of the good takes for all of the segments of my video. All right, so in addition to using this process to film your YouTube videos, you can also use the same process, the same setup in order to film course content, coaching content, or any other videos you need to market and monetize in your business. Now, creating and selling online courses is my absolute favorite way to monetize and make money online because I can take what I know, my unique expertise, my experience, and package that into a program that helps people get from point A to point B and achieve a specific result. It's also super passive and super scalable, so I create it once, I can sell it again and again, help hundreds or even thousands of people with the same amount of content. This is a great way to add a second income stream to your business on top of your YouTube monetization, on top of whatever else you're doing in your business. So if you've been thinking about creating a course, or this is the first you're hearing about it, but you want to learn a bit more about what that looks like, what goes into coming up with a good course idea and turning that into a super profitable income stream, then I can help you with that. I'm hosting an exclusive free training called Course Idea to Consistent Profit. Now, in this training, you'll learn my simple step-by-step process to create, launch, and scale your online course in 90 days flat. Now, all of this can be done without relying on paid ads, and even if you have a tiny audience to begin with, I'm showing you exactly how to go from zero to profitable course in just 90 days. So click the link in the description below to grab your spot. It is 100% free, and I do drop some of my best knowledge bombs in this training. So I highly recommend that you check it out if adding a course to your business is at all on your radar. And especially with the way things have been going lately, everything's going online, people are learning remotely. There's literally never been a better time to create an online course and make money teaching people the things that you would love and enjoy doing. So I'd love to help you make that a reality. All right, guys, that's it for this video. So thank you for watching. And if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and hit subscribe. Every little bit of support helps, and I appreciate you so much for it. Is there something I missed out on or you wish I talked about in this video? If there is, leave a comment below and tell me what you want to hear more about. Otherwise, if you are ready to take your course-based business to the next level, check out one of these videos next.